What's up, everybody? I'm Perry Gamer. Thank you so much for stopping in. Earlier this morning, they had the Nintendo Direct, a surprise announcement that came out a week before the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct that's coming out on April 2nd. Why did they do this Nintendo Direct now? What were they trying to do? They gave us a little bit of information. They teased us with some things, but there's something that makes me very nervous about the Nintendo Switch 2, and I want to get into that with you. Nintendo is very, very poignant and very specific on the words they choose when they do a Nintendo Direct. In this Nintendo Direct, if you watched it and you paid very close attention, it's not what was said, it was what wasn't said. Every time they announced a game, guess how they said it? They said, coming out later this year on the Nintendo Switch. Coming out later this year on the Nintendo Switch. Each and every time for every game, that's how they announced it. Until they got to the virtual game card that you can share across Nintendo Switches, which I think is an absolute phenomenal addition to the Nintendo Switch and the Virtual Console. They said that would be available on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. We've got games like Metroid Prime that is coming out in holiday of 2025 for the Nintendo Switch. We have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, which I cannot wait for. They're going to be absolutely phenomenal, which they say is coming out in 2025 on the Nintendo Switch. The new Pokemon game, holiday of 2025. Now, why wouldn't they say the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2? We're doing this video at the beginning of my live stream right here. I'm live streaming all the time. Come on in and check us out. I am afraid of what's going to happen next week on April 2nd with the Nintendo Switch. I was expecting it to be a late summer to a fall release to get it out before the holiday season. But with statements with Nintendo making like that the upcoming games are only for the Nintendo Switch. I know that things are crossed that are going to be backwards compatible. They say the Switch 2, at least in leaks, is going to be able to play Nintendo Switch cartridges. But why wouldn't they say that in that Direct? Why wouldn't they say for the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2? I'm nervous for next week. Please, don't let us down. The Nintendo community needs the Nintendo Switch 2 this year. We need some absolute banger titles. We need a Zelda title. We need a Mario title. I know going into this, there was speculation that we might have got an Oracle of Ages, an Oracle of Seasons remake in the same engine that they did Link's Awakening or an Echoes of Wisdom. I didn't see that happening. You guys at Nintendo are too smart for that. Why would you release a massive title like a Zelda or Mario on a Nintendo Direct 1 week before the biggest Nintendo Direct of 2025, which is going to be the Switch 2 on April 2nd? Same with the Mario game. That wasn't going to get released today. I'm hopeful next week that when you tell us that the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out in fall of 2025, that we get a Link to the Past remake, a Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of Ages remake, that we can get Twilight Princess, that we can get the Wind Waker on the Nintendo Switch 2. You guys got to do it for us. Folks, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button. Like this video as well, too. Again, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just going off of what I didn't hear, and that is very, very loud with what I didn't hear. Let me know what you think. Hey, on this Nintendo Direct, they talked about a lot of games. There were some of them I were happy about, some of them that I'm probably never going to play. Dragon Quest, I'm going to play it. The new Metroid Prime, I'm going to play it as well, too. I'm looking forward to that. Not every game was for everyone, but there was a game for someone. This Nintendo Direct was an appetizer. It was an hors d'oeuvre. We're in happy hour before the big main event, before the big, massive prime rib that's getting served up next week on April 2nd. I hope you enjoyed it like I did. Stay safe, God bless, know who's got your six, and I'll see you on the next one.